Morning, guys. Cheers. Mount Vernon. So anyway, got a lot to do today. Um, Engineers coming by to give an inspection of the house. So I'm still waiting on estimates for the roof. 30-year shingle, double felted, but one of them also mentioned some sort of a new product, which does interest me, you know. So I'll see what that figure comes out to. Versus what the insurance company allowed minus depreciation, all this other garbage. Because really, so far, what the insurance company is issuing is nowhere near what it's going to cost, minus the deductible. Deductible, everything included. I don't see it. So, allowing like 8 hours for painting, 8 hours labor for painting. Okay, well, when's the last time you ever hired a painter? Really? I mean, like, really? It just, there's no way I can even come close to the figures that they offered, so whatever. I'll cross that bridge shortly. The other big thing is coming tomorrow. All the vinyl that I had ordered, the vinyl fencing. So all of that will be delivered tomorrow. So it's another big thing. I finally got the driveways cleared, so ready for all of that to, I guess, take up the whole driveway, or each driveway rather. So in other news, I also went and did a water sample, or took a water sample to the local spa pool place, and they did a water test on it. I shocked the crap out of it. So my chlorine levels are high, and so is the shock levels. Because if it was bacteria that was in the hot tub, I wanted to kill it. So the other thing is, now this hot tub is about 2 months old. So I need to flip the breaker and go take at least one of the filters up there and purchase two additional filters. So that way then I begin a rotation of filters. So that way then I can clean them once a month and rotate them once a month. So that's the next thing. Now, I have not been back into the hot tub since all of this under the armpit, which is still there. It's last night it was a little painful, but not that bad. But the lumps now have turned hard instead of like puffy. So I little concerning, but I'm still taking the amoxicillin 3 times a day. So I have not been to a doctor yet. This is just what I had laying around the house, so going ahead with that. I'm going to Peoria, Illinois, I believe on the 18th, which would be Thursday, and then returning on the 21st, which is Sunday. So that's all set in the works, done. I will be there. So if you're near Illinois or you want to go to a crypto meetup, please come. Love to meet you, love to chat with you. So would everyone else there. So it's always a great time, great people, and we bounce different ideas off of each other all the time. So with that, I would say go to clintwestwood.net. I believe next month, the trip next month will be in Florida. I want to say Tampa, the Tampa area. So eager to go to that as well. So, yeah, I got a lot to do today. Um, to be prepared for this engineer because he's going to do more of a lot more in depth as far as, you know, taking drywall samples even for the moisture content, everything else. Even though it hasn't rained here in like week and a half, 2 weeks, so which is why I've been watering the yards and gardens and everything else every morning. So as soon as I wake up, usually right when the sun comes up, I make my coffee and I get out there and go water the gardens and the yard. So I also got some, what is that, weed and feed. So, but I don't have any weeds. This is all new sod that I laid down on top of new soil, right? So before the sod was laid, before the old sod was removed, I had purchased lawn fertilizer, which was something crazy, like 4900 or something like this. This go around, I purchased a weed and feed. So later on today, after the engineer, I gotta first go up to the store, go get a buggy, walk the buggy all the way here, then put the bag into the buggy and go return it and go get what I need, which is regular fertilizer. So I don't need weed and feed. I just need feed. So anyway, gonna fertilize both backyards, the front yard, get all that. I'll probably end up killing the grass from over fertilization, but you know what? That just means that next year it will be where I want it. So, anyway, with crypto, right? The markets are up. Good amount. Bitcoin and Ethereum, all-time highs. Woohoo. I listened to a few other people, a few other YouTube channels, and other people are saying that they're looking at taking profit, this and that. Look, I I can agree and I can disagree with that. So, if your numbers hit during this bull market, stick to your plan. So everyone is different. Right now, my numbers have changed. So, here again, some of the other stuff that I bought into, it is not doing as well as some others. So, the other coins have not taken off yet, other altcoins, which gets back into the theory of, Bitcoin rises first, or Bitcoin and Ethereum rise first, and then that profit gets taken into other altcoins. Could be. Not only that, I don't believe that we've had the mad dash into crypto yet. Snippy and a few others have referred to it as a panic to own. Cliff High as well. So, as well as something of a temporal marker with this latest infrastructure bill that was passed, right? So, because people will be waking up to spending. Spending to a different level. Infrastructure, when hardly any of it will go to infrastructure. So, if they wanted infrastructure, I'm still a fan of the XL pipeline, right? Let's face it. In the automotive industry, we've always said that, The oil is in Louisiana, Texas, and Alaska, but our dipsticks are in Washington. So, I guess they feel that that instead of the latest technology to move oil in a safe manner, they would rather put these old 18-wheelers on the road moving crude. Really? Our 18-wheeler drivers are needed for California right now. And actually, also I want to say the governor of Florida, but someone in Florida has just opened up the Florida ports, deep sea ports, to be able to reroute from the Pacific in through the Atlantic, to be able to accept that. So if California don't want it, that's cool. Florida will take it. And I'm sure if Florida won't take some of it, I'm sure many of the other ports up the Northeast will gladly accept it as well. So with all their wacky rules and whatnot in California, look, if they don't want it, it's just business. No hard feelings. And maybe that's for the best, So I think a lot of things are about to happen in that route as well. So it sucks. It sucks. It really does. So yeah, the manufacturing and whatnot can reopen, different things of that. So that way, a lot of different things I think are building up like a coiled spring and ready to explode. Because I know myself, I'm sick of the stupid legislation. It's just dumb. It's just worse than dumb. So, but what can you do other than run for office and then have the finger pointed at you, right? So, all of these different people, whether that was back when Obama was in office. We're going to impeach him. We're going to impeach him. Same thing when Trump was in office. We're going to impeach him. Now they're screaming the same stuff about Biden. You know what? Either shit or get off the pot. I mean, like, really. And then the other thing is they don't even consider who's second in command and then third in command, right? So it's not like you get rid of Trump, you then get a Democrat in. No, when you got rid of Trump, you would have just gotten Pence in. And it's like, wow, really? You'd rather Pence running the country? So same thing here, like with our pretendency, right? So that's all it is. So it's just, we're given two choices, red or blue. And it's like, really? No. These people are selected, not elected. I think we all learned that. But maybe not. Whatever. I still hear Ross Perot off in the back, talking about this giant sucking sound. When was that? Like 1993 with Bill Clinton? So that's who my vote would have been Ross Perot. So same thing like with, who was this, 2008-ish, during Obama's run, because I was not for McCain at all. And really, I was not for Obama either. No one knew who the hell he was. So, ran on hope and change. Change for change's sake is not always a good thing. I think once he got into power, I think he was taken down into the basement and shown he has no power. So, other people run things. So the so it's more of a puppet show, really, if you will. So these people are just meant to bring a message before the population. That's it. People who run the country is more than one man, right? So there are many, many people who run the nation, not just the pretendency. So now, one person that is making some news, in my opinion, well, back to the 2008. Oh, what was his name? I can see his face. He was at the Litecoin Summit in Las Vegas. Listen to him speak. He ran in '08. Ron Paul, right? His son, Rand Paul, is making some news discussing that cryptocurrency should be listed as legal tender. So as a reserve currency to better protect the status of the U.S. dollar. That day may come. Different things are going on. Like with the Department of Treasury right now. So, that's what scares me about taking more profit to use and either buy more property or to go ahead and pay this one off. So that's the only part that scares me of taking more profit right now, because I believe that we have not hit that blow off top. We have not had that 2017, early 2018 top yet, in my opinion. Could be way wrong. I mean, look at how wrong I was recently with Bitcoin. I was expecting, Bitcoin hit the 0.618 retracement of the Fibonacci from its previous all-time high. And I was expecting a 786 because I was saying, how long has it been since we hit the 0.786? How wrong I was. Bitcoin dropped to 29,000. I didn't buy any. Right? Wow. Now, my orders are still out there, at like 22 and 23,000. Maybe a while till that. I expect a blow off top this go around during this market cycle, then another 90% crash afterwards. So, trying to time the market, that's the hardest thing. Look, anyone ever tells you that they can pick the tops and the bottoms of any market, look, run. Just run. It's all bullshit. So, no one knows. We just have, isn't it funny, though, how, let's say, the market runs, and then suddenly every coin runs, or the market, or Bitcoin falls. You mean to tell me that if Bitcoin falls, 10%, every single altcoin also falls? Why is that? I mean, I understand that it's reflected on trading pairs. So at different exchanges, you have different trading pairs in and out of altcoins, right? I understand that. So, and I would be careful this run of stable coins. So I would be in a stable coin that has not been warned of for the last, I don't know, 5 years at least. For 5 years, everyone has come out saying that they don't have assets to back it. So I would not be in that stable coin either. So I'd be careful there. But then again, what is the alternative? The inflationary dollar? what will that end up getting you? So, and here again, looking at the correlation from cryptocurrency to the US dollar. So right now the US dollar is falling while crypto is rising. It's an inverse correlation, similar to that of gold. And well, I would say silver somewhat, right? But then you look at, okay, something else I used to look at was the correlation of cryptocurrency versus the equities market. So, because right now I don't think anyone is purchasing bonds, right? I mean, other than now they're trying to, or not trying to, now they are issuing bonds on crypto. You know, exactly what I had said as a response to this other individual, who was it, Jim Rickards, months ago, talking about it cannot be done. Actually, yeah, it can. You know, and actually there are other ways to earn yield in crypto. So it's obvious that, you know, I understand the PR, the marketing, whatnot, but when you're wrong, you're just flat out wrong, you know? Anyway, to say for certain one way or another, you know, it's like these so-called experts, right? Where did they come from? Because this is still a new market. So, other than your name of being in previous markets, I just, your name or your degree, right? But anyway, the as far as equities, I wouldn't touch equities right now as for nothing. Look at the PE ratios. That's what I've always followed. So I began equities in '95. Did well for other people. So then after the onset of blindness and whatnot, I can't have these different trading accounts. I can't hold assets. Well, actually, now I can through my trust. However, I wouldn't touch equities right now for nothing. Look at the PE ratios, but moreover, look at what they're doing, right? So look at the interest rates. How long, how long in history has low interest rates truly benefited anyone? Hasn't. There's always been inflation after. So with interest rates at such a low rate, that is their only tool in their toolbox. You know, thanks, Bernanke. Anyway, you know, I still say 2008 no more. But let's look at the interest rates. So they've been suppressed for how long? What do you think's going to happen when these companies have taken advantage of that low debt? They go and they borrow many, many millions of dollars, if not billions. They leverage into a stock buyback. They purchase their shares back, and they pay higher prices for them, and then they sell them to you at inflated prices. And they keep doing this. That throws off their P&L ratio, their profits and losses. It makes the shareholders happy. That's about it. Uh-oh. Good morning. Sorry, that's my alarm to claim my persistence every day for 24-hour staking claim. And still averaging over 1.1. This time it was 1.14. So, yeah. per day, so in 24 hours. But no, these companies, they do stock buybacks. They buy their stock back with this cheap money. Now, what happens when this cheap money, the interest rates rise? Because they can't keep interest rates so low for so long. And it has already been so low for so long that it is a catastrophe. And then you compound that with derivatives. You remember that? Derivatives. Weapons of financial mass destruction. That is exactly correct. And stupid derivatives. Whereas, let's make a bet that the price is going to be set at this on this particular asset, but yet whether it's raining or not. What? Anyway. So, and then the assets the equities that you purchase, when was the last time you got a stock certificate? How long ago was that? 1970s? Really? Seed and Company, Water Street, ring a bell? You've been fooled. So, no, and then look at these other things that have happened. These other trading platforms. Whereas, like AMC, all these apes, right? I got a friend who's an ape. And they had sold more shares than what were available. And everyone held. And then you could only sell. You could not buy. So they were trying to rig the market. And it's even funny. They even throw that out there. They're even called market riggers. I mean, wow. Really? So, our grandfathers and our great-grandfathers, they were actually correct. It is a rigged market. It is a racket. So that is why they didn't trust the banks. That is why they didn't trust stocks, equities. They didn't trust any of that. You know what they trusted? They trusted money, gold and silver, old money. So, however, now things are different. We actually have the ability, since stopping the double spend over the internet. That was the hardest thing. That was the thing, right? And since that, many things have been developed since. So now we have an option. Now we are not beholden to our masters any longer. So whereas in 2008, what asset class, what did you go into during that market? If it wasn't cash, and then what did the cash do? What is still waiting on those interest rates to change? All that cash. And then how much was recently printed? How long do you think that this is going to go on for? Robbing Peter to pay Paul? No, this is beating the crap out of Peter. Peter, who is Peter? He's 6 foot under at this point. He's, it's just, but that's all that a Keynesian knows. So, however, like I was getting to, this time I think it is different. We have an option. Now we have crypto. So versus being in dollars, right, which is going to be inflationary, or which has been inflationary. And if you think of it this way, our inflation we have exported. What happens when that export comes back? What happens when China and Russia, France, Italy, all these places, they would rather their payment? What do you think's going to happen at that moment? See, we exported our inflation, yet we have imported goods. That only works for so long. So all these cheap goods that come from overseas, and yeah, all of these other countries, they do currency manipulation. Well, tell me this. How much currency manipulation do you think that the reserve currency has manipulated? I don't think we have a clue. I mean, really. So, with crypto, we know there is a known supply. There is only so much that will be created, right? So regardless which one you're involved in, other than coins that were intended as a joke, as a direct poke at the Federal Reserve, right? And built as an inflationary currency. Instead, not those. That was just a joke back in the libertarian days. That's what the joke was. So now with a known supply, cross-border payments, all of this kind of stuff, a lot of stuff is going to come about, and I think that scares these politicians right now, because they don't want to be the one to sign off on anything, which, hence the term putting your neck on the line, right? I don't think there's another option. What other option is there? Gold and silver, which is manipulated? I mean, big time manipulation. RICO charges, everything else. It's a known fact. So, and that's just traded on paper. That's not the physical asset. I mean, here again, look at oil. Went to what, negative $37? Look, you can drop all that oil right here on this property. I'll hold that for you at negative 30. Look, you pay me $37 a barrel, and I'll hold that for you, right? Play the old Debo from, what was that, Friday, Let's pretend it's our bicycle, right? But we're just going to keep it at my house. Really? Y'all buy that? I don't. So, and then you go from one asset class into the next. Build a bubble, blow it up. Build another bubble, blow it up. Build another bubble, blow it up. I think with cryptocurrency now we have an answer. Now, yes, crypto, gold, and silver, I believe, will all act similar. Whereas you can hold your wealth in that asset, and from one monetary policy into the next, it will transfer your wealth, if not grow your wealth, increase your wealth. The thing I like about cryptocurrency is, okay, in 2008, all we had was gold, silver, and cash. And you tell me there's been no inflation versus the US dollar. How much is chicken now? How much is it for a T-bone? Ribeye? Not even going to throw the porterhouse out there. How much is milk or eggs? It's like, really? It's like, what is the CPI, right? Not the CPI, Consumer Price Index, not the CPI, but the CPI. What do they actually measure the cost of? Insurance? Your home or auto insurance? The medicine? Groceries? What are they actually basing this off of to measure the amount of inflation? I would suggest go look at shadow stats for the true inflation rate, right? Back from the 1980s of the Reagan era. And how many times have they changed what assets they look at? They don't look at consumer prices that one would think of. It's all a rigged game. And it's all rigged. And who suffers for it? You and I. Who bails them out? You and I. Well, in 2008, the difference now is, see, I do see gold and silver as more the head in the sand approach. However, it is a great transfer of wealth from one system into the next. I give it that. However, the reason why I say it is more the head in the sand approach is that cryptocurrency is actually working to solve this issue. We have options now. So I would begin to question where the big money is putting this money now, or this currency rather. What do you think they've been doing since 2016? You think they're just now dipping their toe in the water? No. No, look at how many hundreds of millions of dollars that they're dumping into this. So that way then they can sell it to you at a much higher premium. They know exactly what they're doing. They're the money changers. Now, I do see the market. I envision 2017, the bull run, was more of a test to measure the rate of adoption. However, today we have so many more on and off ramps to convert from fiat into cryptocurrency. And then even cryptocurrency into metals, right? It's the next system. Connect the dots. So I try to explain this to those I know and love, and they just don't get it. They don't care, it seems. You know, until it's too late. And look, I ain't bailing you out. I will help you do this now. When it's too late, it's too late. So what I've tried to explain to many of them is, look, just put something in. Something. You'll be glad one day that you did. Whether that's 5, 10, 15 years from now. Just a little something. Look at your 401k. You don't look at your 401k every 10 minutes, do you? No. At best, you might look at it once a quarter when you get your statement. So, and make adjustments at that point. So that's the same way I bring this to those people, is that just the dollar cost average in over time will level out your buy-in prices. Whether the market goes up or goes down, you will still be purchasing. You will be converting that dollar into an asset, which one day will not be attainable. Then what's the value worth at that time? So for years we've heard that the US dollar was the cleanest shirt in the dirty laundry. What is crypto now? It's a global currency. So, lead a horse to water, right? Just trying to be the voice of reason. Look, y'all have a good day. Later.